did we take? BBG Stepper. Okay, I'll tap into that. We definitely gonna watch that. Bet.
Take your hat, bro. In it. Take your hat, bro. Don't play no games with me today, bro. Step in my crepes, bro. I poke you, bro. Get on with the video, bro. Mick, do you think this is a game, bro?
Alright, bro. We in Toronto.
Gunfire around 1:30 Friday afternoon.
Police department out there.
Loco, why you hiding from cameras?
I heard someone from rehab, someone that just got released out of rehab is trying to go on this story and talk crazy about me. You know what I'm saying? First thing first, man.
Oh, they raiding the crib.
Fatal gun violence across Toronto. 2 days marred by 8 shootings, claiming 4 lives.
CP24, my young and try score.
Noah Tesfaye, aka LocoCity, is a Toronto-born rap artist raised by the West Downtown neighborhood of St. James Town, specifically Bleecker Street. St. James Town is the largest high-rise community in Canada and is home to politician Olivia Chow and actor Stephen James. In 2013, it became the host of the world's tallest mural, pending approval by Guinness World Records. Clearly, Bleecker has a rich history. However, it has also been identified as one of 13 economically deprived neighborhoods within the city. It has been the scene of many gang-related shootings over the past 2 decades, but more recently the notable block has been suffering from an opioid epidemic.
A troubling, record-breaking day shedding light on a crisis within a crisis. Toronto Paramedic Services responded to 40 reports of possible overdoses between Friday and Saturday morning.
Did you hear how many she said? 40. Since in one day. In like 2. I think
on a spree?
You heard that.
Yeah.
A spree. Nigga talk about drugs. Talking about it's a spree.
40 reports of possible overdoses between Friday and Saturday morning.
Nigga, that's a day, nigga. And it wasn't even 4 days. It was Friday to Saturday morning. That's tough.
That shit kicking. That's fentanyl.
What? Pass me the. He said, pass me the fet. That shit hit.
3 people died. That's the most suspected overdose calls within a 24-hour period since monitoring began back in 2017. Advocates say drugs are more potent, more available than ever, and the pandemic is making it increasingly difficult to save lives.
Growing up in a clearly hostile environment with a number of horrible influences surrounding him, LocoCity would make an attempt to steer himself on the right path by entering the studio at the age of 16. On October 19, 2015, Loco would release his first song on SoundCloud, titled Don't Freestyle, a remix of Bryson Tiller's breakout single, Don't.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Always sipping soda, young and never sober. Turn into a smoker, young getting older.
It was an instant hit. Fans were left asking for more. Unfortunately for them, Loco would only drop.
Nah, that's LocoCity for me.
Bug?
He was on his Bryson Tiller vibes.
A smoker, young getting older.
It was an instant hit. Fans were left asking for more. Unfortunately for them, Loco would only drop 2 more songs by 2017. With his unique melodies and airtight cadences, it was clear Loco had great potential, but when his consistency was questioned, Loco asserted he was in no rush to create a full body of work. I feel like each song I drop has a different meaning, he shared with Vice News author Shireen Taylor. I don't want to give all my music at one time. There has to be space, cause literally each track I create is a different time of what I was going through. He further elaborated by discussing the increasing pressure he faces as a rising artist. However, fast forward to May 7th, 2018, that pressure didn't seem to faze him in the slightest, as he would release his breakout single CP24, a song named after Toronto's local news station. The song went viral, and it didn't take long for Loco to catapult his way into the limelight, becoming the city's youngest and most popping new artist. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to savor the rewards for long, as just 2 months after the release of his breakout single, Loco would receive devastating news.
20 seconds.
Nigga got rich when they started hitting at his mans.
That's how it always go though. Feel me? It always go like that. And then people be like, oh, he's sacrificing people. I mean, people just be jealous on the other side. They just mad that you got popping first and they didn't.
That's tough.
Was all it took for this to go from a peaceful Canada Day to a deadly public shooting. These videos, obtained by CTV News Investigates from the Ontario Superior Court, show the moment Ibrahim Kiar squeezed a trigger, emptying his gun into a crowded street. And his target, 19-year-old Marcel Temme, died days later, devastating his family.
19, it was a baby, my baby.
Canada Day 2018. LocoCity's childhood friend, Marcel Temme, aka Congo, would be outside of a bar in Kensington Market when he was confronted by Ibrahim Kiar. Ibrahim was a 6'2", 220-pound narcotics dealer for the Dixon City Bloods, had previously served 14 years in prison and was on the run for first-degree murder. Ibrahim arrived to the bar with a few friends and partied within the vicinity of
That's Ibrahim?
Abraham.
Abraham.
I thought his name was Abraham.
It was?
I think it's like Abraham. Oh my god.
Oh.
I thought his name was Abraham.
Oh. Either way.
Nigga clothes is tight as shit though.
Nigga big as shit, like, what the fuck?
Congo with no issues whatsoever. However, as the day was coming to an end, the liquor started hitting and moods started changing. According to investigators, an inebriated Congo engaged in an argument with Ibrahim and one of his friends. The argument quickly escalated, leading to Congo punching Ibrahim's friend in the face. Ibrahim, who is described by lawyers as having a short fuse, then proceeded to ask Congo, "Do you want smoke?" Without hesitation, Ibrahim pulled out a handgun from his waistband and fired 4 shots at Congo. Congo fell and was lying on the ground when he was struck by another 4 shots, again fired by Ibrahim. Those last 4 shots also ended up hitting 3 innocent people standing in the line of fire. Fortunately, they were not seriously injured. Ibrahim then fled in a car, but crashed a short distance away. He managed to evade police for 6 months before they found him. In May of 2022, a jury convicted Ibrahim.
That nigga
6 months, nigga.
Nigga, his shit was pumping. Nigga couldn't even get out the parking spot. Nigga, he crashed.
Nigga got away for 6 months.
Oh my god. Boy.
6 months.
Nigga shot 4 shots at him. Then shot another 4.
Nigga stumbled. He gave him.
And then hit 3 other people.
Oh, my fault. That's what he did.
Nigga,
that shit terrible, nigga.
Ibrahim of manslaughter and 3.
If you gonna shoot at somebody, you make sure you hit your target, bro.
Abraham.
3 counts of aggravated assault. He has yet to be sentenced.
My boy is a real demon, though.
That's the first one. We got 1.
My boy is a real demon.
He got 13 more minutes, so we gotta see what he do. This is only 1.
Can't say he wasn't on his shit.
They said this is the craziest story right here from the Tales of Toronto. Feel me?
This one out of all of them?
Out of all of them. They said this is the craziest one.
And Abraham made it?
I don't know.
That's tough.
Let's see what Abraham about.
Congo's family and friends were left mourning, especially LocoCity. The days following his death, Congo was memorialized in his stomping grounds, Bleecker, through a giant mural of himself. Friends and family also gathered to say their last goodbyes by releasing balloons in his honor. LocoCity, however, immediately took to the studio as he found solace in his own songs. 1 month after the death of Congo, he released a single called Crazy, which paid homage to his fallen friend. The song went viral, along with his next 2 singles he would put out the following year. He even went further by collaborating with other artists in the city, which is rare in the Toronto music scene. The death of Congo clearly ignited something within Loco, as the quality of his music and his work ethic developed virtually overnight. However, even with the dramatic rise in success, fame, and fortune, Loco was still living within the Bleecker community, and the demons from his past would come back to haunt him. Towards the end of 2019, LocoCity would be arrested on a gun possession charge and subsequently placed on house arrest. This marked the beginning of Loco's lengthy legal troubles.
We were trying to get you out.
Let him put shoes on. Let him put shoes. Do you guys see this? Do you see this? The camera's house. The camera's house. He didn't do anything. What did he do? You're not even telling him his warrant. You're not even telling him his warrant.
Hold on. That nigga got a bike helmet on. I'm like, you cocksucker. Out of my house, nigga. You got a bike helmet on. You didn't even come in the house and take your bike helmet off. Nigga, fuck taking your shoes off. Take your helmet off.
That's crazy though.
Niggas in his house.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. And he getting raided too. That's crazy.
It wasn't you trying to let him put his shoes on. That's tough.
Let
me talk!
October 25th, 2018. CCTV captured LocoCity and a friend leaving the lobby of 200 Wellesley. With a history of unsolved murders and an alarming number of suicides, 200 Wellesley has been dubbed by locals as Toronto's most ominous address. Within 20 seconds of leaving the community housing building, Loco and his friend were both stopped by Toronto police constables Andrew Mason and Jason Bogue. In court, they both testified that they believed the young men were suspicious because they were quote-unquote just standing there, prompting them to stop and search them. Constable Bogue then claimed LocoCity gave a false name, assaulted him, and later fled, prompting a foot chase, after which a loaded Glock handgun.
How you not see that's not a good place to go?
Then he threw the money.
That was
in the
bail
beginning,
money.
he threw the money. He threw all the money.
That was bail money.
Like, where the fuck was he? What the fuck? Let's get it.
Was found discarded. Loco was very much known to police at this point, so they were able to track him back to his apartment with ease, prompting them to conduct a premise check authorized by the Trespass to Property Act. The ordeal was live streamed on Loco's Instagram.
We're gonna get you shoes. We're gonna try to be human about this. But if you're not gonna cooperate with us,
What's the breach for?
I'm telling you, you have to speak to the detective. Right? So when we bring you to the station, you're gonna speak to the detective.
Are you guys seeing this shit right now? That's bullshit, bro.
Sit down here.
I don't.
Sit down.
You guys are haters.
Grab yourself
You
some
guys are
shoes.
No, you guys keep sending me out.
You
What are you talking about? I didn't do shit. I've been home for 6 months. What did I do wrong? Bro, I've been at home for 6 months when I came out of jail. I have a full ankle brace. So what the fuck?
Loco was released on bail shortly after the incident, but once the case made its way to trial and all the evidence was reviewed, it was found that the constables were lying. Ontario Court Justice Laurie Thomas found there was no reasonable cause to stop Loco and his friend in the first place, and when they were unlawfully searched, Loco did not escalate the situation, nor did he get physical with the officer. This was confirmed by reviewing security footage at 200 Wellesley. Court Justice Thomas went on record saying, the officers showed blatant disregard for LocoCity's charter rights and their own duties, and there was also no assault or attempted assault on the officers. I find that race, along with age and gender, played a role in the officer's notion that LocoCity and his friend were potential offenders, whether trespassing or criminally. I further find that race was part of the motivation to investigate and detain the men. As such, LocoCity and his friend were racially profiled when the officers approached them for a groundless TPA violation. She also found the
W lawyer, I don't know who she is, but W lawyer, feel me? She about to get them right out of there.
Officers failed to give LocoCity his right.
She a judge.
Oh, she a judge.
I think that's what it said. Go back real quick. The judge wrote.
Okay.
It's to counsel in a.
So nigga.
If the judge say
fuck the lawyer talking for me, nigga. I got the judge talking for me.
I'm definitely about to get out this. Well, he got a bond anyway, but now they about to probably throw out this whole shit.
Hell yeah.
Now he about to be Gucci.
Nigga finna come off that band and all. No, I don't know. That's a different charge though. They probably dropping all of them charges, whatever charges he thought he got, but I don't know about the other shit.
Timely manner, violating another constitutional guarantee. Loco was subsequently acquitted of all charges.
Never mind.
With 2018 being a year
all of them
full of highs and lows, Loco entered the next year as a man on a mission. At the end of January, he released his single, Job Done, which broke 1 million views with ease. 1 month later, he dropped Never Know, a a song that touches upon the harsh realities of growing up in Bleecker. It was another showcase of LocoCity's exceptional melodic capabilities and compelling lyricism. Then when the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship later in June, he released his highly anticipated 8-track debut album titled Save Yourself. With the release of the album, Loco took the next steps as a rising artist and went on a promo run, and for the first time in his career, he began performing at sold-out shows across Canada.
Yeah, listen. I've been telling a lot of cats when they ask me, when cats from like the other side of the border, they ask me who's.
That's when you know you're making money.
Well,
when you at the radio stations and shit.
That's when you're making bread.
I believe so.
I think that's when the label behind you.
It could be.
Or you got a strong buzz in the city.
Yeah.
Popping in the city, your name tends to come up a lot out of my mouth, my guy. I really rock with you. In the studio with us right now is the boy, LocoCity!
2019 was clearly a monumental year for Loco, and there were high hopes for the same energy to be carried into 2020. But as we all know, the pandemic hit and the world essentially shut down. Toronto especially was hit the hardest as the city went through one of the longest lockdowns on record. Loco was one of many artists impacted by the pandemic, as he would release just one song that year. However, throughout 2020, rumors began swirling indicating Loco had entered into CAMH, a rehab center for those experiencing addiction and mental health issues. Loco and his team went ghost for several months, refusing to address any of the speculation until Loco himself made a rare appearance on an Instagram live stream with Toronto rapper Top 5, who is currently awaiting trial for first-degree murder. During the live, Loco's behavior was erratic, to say the least.
Loco, why are you hiding from CAMH, man? Yo, Lokes. Yo, Loke.
Then again,
you walk on, bro.
My dog. My nigga, I'm gonna ask the question and then man. What you saying though?
Oh,
What's
yeah,
happening with you?
I heard you not stop it. That's how you speak today.
Yeah, I'm out here, man. I don't claim
That nigga said
mine.
Loco
I
City.
don't lie.
The nigga in the comments said LocoCity on crack right now.
Wow.
I don't know what you just said.
Oh. I see it.
I'm out here, man. I don't claim mine. I don't lie. You know what I mean?
You told Flipper and Joe off that sluggy.
Nah, I'm playing my dog though. I Flipper though.
Mind you, man, CAMH. Come to our side, man. You're gonna go blow, man.
No, I'm a nigga, bro, my nigga. I'm out here.
I got a GGG chain for you, man.
I got a GGG chain for you. Come holler at me, bro.
No way, daddy. I eat tough shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm holler at you.
UFO? What?
He said, nah, dogs. That's what he said, right? He said, nah, dogs.
I think so.
He said, nah, dogs, and I'm gonna holler at you, though. I think that's what he said.
That nigga high as fuck.
Hell yeah, he's dumb as fraud.
But I'm holler at you.
UFO? What?
You know what I'm saying?
Bye-bye.
Yo, broski, if you're at least gonna be turned smoke on that sluggy, wallah, it'll keep you relaxed. All I got one.
So look, I'm hollering at him, man.
Yo, I'm gonna holler. You're loco, I'm gonna holler at you. You're loco, I'm gonna holler at you, bro. We're at 3,000 views. You're loco. Why you moving like that, fam?
My woman.
Why you moving so gut, fam?
What are you talking about?
You are a goat. You are a goat.
Despite the alarming behavior, Loco provided fans with a message reassuring them he had big moves on the way for 2021. Although Loco kept an optimistic perspective, he would not be prepared for what would unfold at the start of the new year.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Tracy Tong. A double shooting turned deadly in Toronto tonight. It happened in a laneway in the Yonge and Summerhill area.
Emergency crews arrived on scene. They found 2 victims, a man who was pronounced dead on scene, as well as a woman who had life-threatening injuries. She has been taken to hospital and is currently being treated for those injuries.
January 29th, 2021, LocoCity's childhood friends Sirac Tesfaye, aka Hammer, and Hennick Mesjina, aka Henny, would be at a midtown condo by Young Street and Summerhill Avenue hanging out alongside Hammer's girlfriend, Jacqueline. Less than a week prior to meeting up, both men were spotted in a music video released by LocoCity. In the song, Loco describes his friends as young rich men who are not to be played with. On the day of the meetup, nothing was unusual between Henny and Hammer as they were hanging out in the condo for a while before they stepped out along with Jacqueline. It is said the group walked towards the laneway of the condo, right by Summerhill Station, and congregated there for some time. Several minutes would go by before bullets would start flying. Both Hammer and Jacqueline were hit several times. Hammer died at the scene while Jacqueline survived, but she was left in critical condition and bedridden in the hospital for 2 months. During that time, she started a now-closed GoFundMe detailing what she had experienced. She wrote, "Seeing my boyfriend murdered 2 feet away from me is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I can never unsee that, and then on top of that, I got shot 9 times after. I almost died." Jacqueline was discharged from hospital after 2 months, and it was then when Toronto police informed the public that Henny and another man associated with Bleecker was arrested in relation to the murder of Hammer and the attempted murder of Jacqueline. Reports indicate Henny had not only shot Hammer, but he also robbed him of his cell phone and condo keys. He then stole several items out of his condo and fled in his...
That's tough.
That nigga killed that nigga, took his phone and the condo keys, went in his condo, took mad shit.
And left. That's tough.
They wasn't friends, right? Cause I know it was a girl that got hit and one of these niggas that got hit. But he said that it was another guy. So I hope that, cause it's these two niggas right here, I hope one of them didn't shoot somebody.
Nah, that's LocoCity. LocoCity wasn't there.
Okay, my fault.
I think he.
But it was 2 guys he named though.
Yeah.
It was 2 guys he named.
It was
and
that nigga right there, and then the other one.
And they killed
and
the
then there was
female.
a girl.
Yeah, so I'm hoping one nigga.
No, they killed one of the dudes.
And then the girl.
The girl, she survived.
But yeah, she survived.
Yeah, she got shot.
Yeah.
It was
who was the shooter?
Well, either him or the other guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out who the shooter was. Yeah, that's what I'm here. I'm trying to figure out who the shooter is.
His own vehicle. Henny is incarcerated and awaiting trial. The motive for the slaying is still unknown.
So it's him then.
With the loss of now 2 of his childhood friends, both of which experiencing horrific deaths, this would undoubtedly take a toll on Loco. He stopped putting out music, and all activity on his social media halted immediately after the death of Hammer. Several months would go by with no word from the Bleecker native until one deadly night in October when news broke of a series of shootings in the downtown core.
A road, a plaza, an apartment, and a taxi. The settings are different, but the stories are the same.
It's not him
the
now.
Scenes of fatal gun violence across Toronto. 2 days marred by 8 shootings, claiming 4 lives.
Weekend's bloodshed
I ain't
started
gonna lie,
early.
I gotta pause it, right? I gotta pause it. You think Loco got back right now?
Who?
You think Loco came back right now? Or you think Loco's a part of this death right here?
I don't know.
I'm saying Loco got back.
I'm gonna just have to watch.
I'm gonna say Loco got back. Man.
Saturday morning at 12:36 a.m., 28-year-old Kamal Daly was killed at a plaza at Jane and Yorkwood's Gate. At 2:20 a.m., 36-year-old Donald Leroy Smokey Marson was shot dead in an Eglinton and Keele apartment. At 3:42 p.m., a man was killed outside a Highway 401 in Weston Plaza. At 3 a.m. Sunday, a 17-year-old was shot in a drive-by on Highway 427. 2 hours later, a woman walked into a hospital with gunshot wounds. At a quarter to 8 a.m., a man was shot at an Eglinton and Oakwood restaurant. At 8:22 p.m., a man was shot multiple times at Parliament and Wellesley. And at 5 after 9 p.m., a man was killed in his cab at Pharmacy and Eglinton.
Nigga not playing.
October 23rd, 2021. In a span of a weekend, Toronto saw 8 separate shootings. The 7th happened near Parliament Street and Wellesley Street East just after 8 p.m. When officers arrived at the scene, they located a male victim with several gunshot wounds. It was LocoCity. He was rushed to a trauma center in serious condition. Fortunately, he made a full recovery, but when investigators found a firearm and several shell casings at the scene, LocoCity was charged with several firearms offenses. He was sentenced to 2 years at the Toronto South Detention Center and 2 years of probation once he is released.
Next month. Impaired driving this month. It's been suspended with pay.
Man, at least he ain't died though. At least he ain't died. I feel like that he went on a spree.
Yeah.
That nigga went on a spree, and then feel me, he ain't get too lucky at the end. Hold on, I gotta get a bet. You pick the next one.